Now, today I want to address one small but yet another example of unnecessary federal spending, and it involves the role of robots replacing humans for certain functions. Those who have watched the Jetsons, and I'm not a regular tuner in there, but my grandkids are, I think, and perhaps wish that they too had a Rosie the maid, the robot who cooks, cleans, and told jokes to the Jetson family. This obviously is a cartoon presentation, but it reflects a role for robots that obviously provides us interesting entertainment. The robot from Lost in Space who played the electric guitar and exhibited human emotions, or Michael Knight's trusted robot sidekick Kit, a Knight Rider. This is all stuff that a little bit beyond my generation, but I'm told that robots are now part of the entertainment scene. And while this makes for good television and draws viewers, we all know that robots can never replace the care of a human being, the care of a parent, the efforts of a teacher, those who are reaching out to provide support and encouragement for young people. Yet, the National Science Foundation is currently spending $440,855 trying to do just that. The agency recently awarded a taxpayer-funded grant to develop the use of, and I quote, autonomous, personalized social robots in the classroom. Now, the first thing that came to my mind is, what in the world is a personalized social robot look like? And how do you personalize a robot to provide social interaction with children? The purpose of the grant, which began last month and continues until August 2017, is to create robots and do the investigation and all the invention to create robots that can tell stories to children. Now, this might be a cute thing to do. I don't know. Is this something the federal government, at a time when we are in the middle of deficit spending, ever more borrowing, asking the taxpayer to send out their hard-earned tax dollars for this kind of thing? Now, if a private industry wants to do this and can sell the product to schools, well, more power to them. But why do we have to go to the federal government to do a test case to see if this works? We know we do basic research here. We support that through NIH and National Science Foundation. This is not basic research. So I'm questioning this. And let me quote from the grant description. This will offer unique opportunities of guided, personalized, and controlled social interaction, whatever that means, during the delivery of a desired curriculum. They can play, learn, and engage with children in the real world, physically, socially, and emotively. So a robot now seems to be, maybe the effort here is to build a robot that can physically, socially, and emotively connect with children. That just, that might work on the Jetsons. That might work on television. I can't believe how that works in real life. What parents wants a preschooler to be read to by a so-called social robot with social interaction instead of the teacher or a parent? And why are we spending taxpayer dollars on reading robots? Actual human teachers provide what robots cannot. They relate to our children, they understand their individual needs, and they tailor their instruction to bring out the very best in our children, and on a personalized basis. I don't think a robot can adjust emotively and socially to different children in the classroom. Yet, obviously the teacher is trained to do that. Even the most advanced robot can't sense when the child's going through a rough time or provide the right touch to ensure a child's learning. And should the federal government, which is over $18 trillion in debt, be spending any money, sending any money, let alone $440,000 on this research? Is this something that the private sector could be conducting instead? Certainly, if that's what the goal is. My purpose throughout the Waste of the Week initiative is to drive home the point that the federal government should be stewarding taxpayers' dollars for essential functions and in a way that truly helps people. Let me be clear here. I'm not criticizing all federal research spending or the National Science Foundation. The government does play an important role, as I've said, in promoting basic science research that cannot be done elsewhere. But there are many private companies that offer products that use technology to help children learn, and is it really the role of the government to also perform this sort of research? Just because something is interesting to do doesn't mean it rises to the level of priority, particularly at a time when we are continuing to spend more money and go deeper into debt each and every day. Families and small businesses have to prioritize all the time. The federal government needs to do the same. So I'm saying here, let's pull the plug or take out the battery and short circuit this funding for this grant. So today I am marking more money on our ever increasing amount of waste, fraud, and abuse. We're adding $440,855 to the nearly $117 billion that over the last 22 weeks we have brought to this floor.